Do not worry. International Bigtime Wrestling will be back Friday, January 8th with an all-new episode of The Fix. And Tuesday, January 12th, a special Shooting It Straight with Rudy, special guest, Mysterious Movado. So tune in and don't miss. IBW presents Seasons Beatings.
Wrestling is all about tradition. What you're gonna see is good versus evil, and you're gonna see world-class professional big-time wrestling at its best.
International Bigtime Wrestling, powered by Rocks TV.
Hosted by Terry Sullivan and A.T. Huck.
We take full pride in the tradition of wrestling.
If you like what you see, click the link above for all of your International Bigtime Wrestling needs on Rocks TV.
International Bigtime Wrestling!
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Frank Stanley, your voice of International Bigtime Wrestling, where tradition still matters. We're here to bring you another awesome holiday extravaganza that we call Seasons Beatings. We're hoping everybody is having a great holiday, especially my two IBW friends, Joshua and Christian. Now we're gonna throw it to our Hall of Fame announce team for our last special of the year, A.T. Huck and Terry Sullivan.
Thanks a lot, Frank. I'm Terry Sullivan.
And I'm your main squeeze, A.T. Huck.
And we want to say happy holidays sincerely to all of you. Our thanks for tuning in to this, the second holiday special. We began our little tradition on Thanksgiving with the Turkey Day tradition, and now here we are with Seasons Beatings.
That's right. Tonight, Seasons Beatings. International Big Time Wrestling. We're going to have matches like you've never seen before, and we have our first ever Legends Leagues match.
We're going to see the Bug here to kick things off in just a second, but we want to tell you about our main event. A rare defense of the IBW World Heavyweight Championship on television. The first defense. The man we saw win the title on Thanksgiving here on Rocks TV and YouTube. Kadeem Zahir Mohammed will be putting the belt on the line.
That's right. And he'll be taking on none other than the hardcore legend, Madman Pondo.
We just may see a new champion crowned tonight here on Christmas Eve.
We just might.
Special edition of Shooting It Straight, Rudy and Carlito Hill, father and son with
That's
father
right.
and son.
Father and son. Chris Carter and his son Eric will be live tonight with the Hills.
We've seen a lot of tension between Malcolm Monroe III and Dre Jacobs. Tonight, it all explodes in the center of the ring.
That's right. Dre Jacobs, he's come into International Big Time Wrestling like a machine, but he's taken on the Process, MM3.
The former IBW World Heavyweight Champion, Rod Street, on the path to gain that title back, but he's got to get by Mosh Pit Mike. That's going to be a heck of a match.
Whoa, Mosh Pit Mike, another hardcore legend here in IBW, and he'll be taking on Officer Rod Street.
Also, we'll take a look back and remember some of the highlights of 2020, especially some of those who are no longer with us. We'll take a look video-wise at the year in review and see some highlights of our World Heavyweight Champion, Kadeem Zahir Mohammed. That's all coming up on Season Beatings, but should we go to the ring right now?
Let's go to the ring.
Let's see the Bug against FIA.
Yeah, I like what I see.
I don't.
Nah. Scrooge.
I'm not a Scrooge. Just call it like I see it.
Our next contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first. This man weighs 230 pounds. He is from the DHS. FIA. Frank Isaac Anderson.
FIA. We haven't seen FIA in quite some time.
Here he is in all his glory. FIA is back on the fix here on International Big Time Wrestling. Don't forget Extravaganza 1 coming up.
And his opponent. From the garbage can
Extravaganza 1 coming up on pay-per-view and live in person in Wayne, Michigan, Saturday, January 30th. Jerry the King Lawler, many more.
Oh, my God. Oh!
Oh, Anderson from
and
behind.
FIA right out the bat attacking the Bug.
This is part of our Legends League as we
See, and he should know better to turn his back on FIA, but the Bug able to move out of the way. And I guess he's showing MM3 what it's all about.
The Bug, one of the all-time greats, member of the Legends League. Opportunity for us to spotlight some of the stars from the past in IBW. Oh, and he just ripped his shirt open so he could lay that fist.
And the Bug is showing that he still has it.
He's got those chops.
The Bug has been around many, many years.
Well, when you have a grandson in wrestling, I guess so. He caught him with that back elbow. And this could be it. Let's see. 1, 2, and yes.
Whoa!
Got him.
And your winner, IBW Hall of Famer,
Wow, I gotta say, I'm quite impressed. The Bug made short work out of FIA.
Yep. The Bug is not going to waste a lot of time with a lot of fancy, flashy, high-flying moves. He's going to go in and get it done.
He better watch out before he breaks a hip. I gotta say, maybe RC3 better think twice about not having the Bug in his corner after that impressive win by the Bug over FIA.
Hope you enjoyed it. More to come on The Fix.
There you have it, the debut of the Legends League. Didn't take the old Bug very long, did it?
Didn't take him long at all. He made short work of FIA. But you know what? We have a match coming up right now between Mosh Pit Mike and Officer Rod Street.
Yeah, these two are going at each other again. Wasn't long ago here on The Fix we showed you the first time they met. Let's take a look at that now.
Mosh Pit Mike gets out of that headlock, scoops his man up. Watch Eva, though. Referee's distracted by her. In the meantime, caught him with a low blow. Referee's 1, 2, and that's unfortunate. That ought to be illegal.
This time the interference paid off.
It is illegal. But as long as the referee doesn't see it, he can't call it.
Well, after that controversial ending, you can see why Officer Rod Street and Mosh Pit Mike are going at it again.
I didn't see any controversy. What are you talking about? And I know what I'm talking about because I always called it right down the middle. But you know what? Right now is the rematch, and we'll see what's going to happen now.
introducing first.
Multiple SWAT units responding code 3 associated 127.
Accompanied to the ring by Sheriff Evo Lamas and Detective Mike Concho. He is from Prison City, Michigan, at 210 pounds, Officer Rod Street.
Rod Street with the police department. A constant threat at ringside. You know, Huck, you're not just taking on Rod Street. You got to watch out for Eva Lonis, Lieutenant Lonis. You got to watch out for the deputy, the rest of the police department.
I don't know. I'm still shaken up by Big Chuck Wagon. I got to sanitize my hammer. Put his hands all over my hammer.
Get your wipe out there. There we go. Sanitize it. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to see is a rematch here.
And his opponent. From the 505, weighing in at 217 pounds, he's a former IBW champion, Mosh Pit Mike.
Not long ago here on The Fix, Huck, as you know, let's take a look at what happened. How the last encounter between these two went down. You see that low blow, you see the Eva getting involved.
Mosh Pit Mike getting a shot here at Officer Rod Street.
So that's why Mosh Pit Mike is so determined that he will win this rematch. But he's got to neutralize the interference from the outside in order to do so.
That's right. He offers a Rod Street, kind of took advantage of a situation last time and gave Mosh Pit a low blow. But now we might see a different result.
Well, Rod Street is one of the sneakiest, dirtiest players in this game.
Yeah, he definitely is a sneaky, sneaky individual.
You know, it
Eva
belies
Lannis out there and this deputy dog, as you call him.
It belies his background. This guy was trained by Dan Severn, one of the top MMA fighters and wrestlers ever, former NWA champion.
That's right.
So I
think he just uses this persona to throw people off their game.
He knows all the basics, but he just likes to cut corners. The Mosh Pit Mike, new and improved.
Mosh was able to get those elbows up and take the brunt of that clothesline.
Got to give props to Rudy Hill and Carlito for agreeing to afford Mosh Pit Mike a rematch here.
Man, we got a lot of great action here at International Big Time Wrestling. Stars from all over the country coming through the promotion.
Extravaganza 1 also keeps
Madman Pondo. Jerry Lawler on his way.
Keep watching for details on
The Von
Extravaganza 1.
Erichs. Have new tag team champions, The Nation.
And the new singles champion, Kareem Muhammad. So they've got, The Nation has it all. The Nation is on top of the world.
They're on top of the world, where they should be.
In the meantime, Rod Street lost his championship recently to Kadeem Muhammad.
But he's on a rapid pace back to title contention.
And he will do anything to win because that's how important that title is to Rod Street. Mosh Pit Mike, a lot on the line for him also. His reputation.
Yeah, Mosh is trying to get in shape for a singles competition. He wants to be heavyweight champion.
Watch out, Eva. A constant threat at ringside.
There she is,
Look
right in there.
Oh, for crying out loud. And Rod Street's got Mosh Pit Mike exactly where he wants him. In for the cover.
When you're wrestling Rod Street, you're actually against 3 people out there.
Yeah, you really are. The odds are stacked against you.
The thing is, only Rod can get the 1, 2, 3.
By any means necessary.
That's The Nation.
To coin a phrase.
Rod Street just breaks the rules.
Mosh Pit Mike hoists him up. Oh, Rod Street got out of it and he blocked the low blow.
He tried to go for that low blow again, and Mosh Pit was ready.
Tables are turned. Rod Street down on his back. Let's see if that 3 count goes in.
And he got him.
Oh, that came out of nowhere. I don't think the police department on the outside never expected that to happen, or they would have jumped in and stopped it.
I know. Hey, I haven't seen anybody win a match with a body slam since 1945.
That just shows you anything can happen in IBW. It shows you the basics are just as effective as all the high-flying moves and all that. So Mosh Pit Mike has his vengeance.
Well, he was able to redeem himself after a loss earlier to Rod Street.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. We've got more to come on The Fix.
There you go, and season's beatings, a very important victory for Mosh Pit Mike, and bad news for Officer Rod Street, who was on track to win back the World Championship.
Yeah, I don't know where that's going to leave Rod Street, but I do know this, Mosh Pit Mike, it sends him straight up to the top.
Well, you know, it wouldn't be International Big Time Wrestling if there wasn't some controversy, and we saw a little bit of it earlier. But, you know, one of the things that so many people have been talking about is this issue between Dre Jacobs and the Process Malcolm Monroe III.
Yeah, you keep calling it controversy. MM3 was just coming out to lend some support. You say it was controversy. I see it another way.
Well, the way you see it and the facts may just be two different things. Let's take a look and see what happened.
And he has, wait a minute, what is this? MM3 coming out here to ringside.
Well, we've saw a little altercation between these two several weeks ago.
And he's going after MM3, and the referee's putting the count in.
Not sure exactly what all this is about,
And
obviously.
he's chasing him around the ring.
Oblivious to the referee counting on the inside of the ring.
And he has MM3. Wait, he.
Oh, my God.
Sean Tyler!
Well, as we mentioned when we saw Malcolm III and Dre Jacobs at each other's throats a few weeks ago, something's up with these two.
That's right. Dre came out to help TJ Meyer when MM3 was about to cause some bodily injury. And he's come out and distracted Dre Jacobs, and Sean Tyler got the count-out win.
And that's just one example of these two going after each other. And you saw Malcolm Monroe interfere in Dre's match.
He just came to ringside. But you know what? Now it's all going to go down. We're about to see Dre Jacobs versus the Process MM3.
This man weighs 186 pounds. Hailing from the Murder Mill, he is the Process. Double and free, Malcolm Monroe III.
He is back. The fix doesn't get much better than MM3.
You know, finally we agree on something. This is the only Monroe in the business right now that matters, the Process.
Doesn't get much better than this.
Look at him. Look at the swagger.
His opponent. Weighing in at 300 pounds. He's from the wasteland and represents War Inc. The War Boy, Dre Jacobs.
Well, this is a main event anywhere, Huck.
Well, you know what? You better batten down the hatches because Dre Jacobs, he has issue with MM3. They have a little past here in IBW over the last few weeks.
Yeah, we've seen that develop, and congratulations to Carlitos and Rudy Hill, the father-son wrestling promoters, who have signed this important match.
Well, Dre Jacobs, he wanted this match. MM3 cost him a match against Sean Tyler, where Dre Jacobs was actually counted out of the ring due to the interference of MM3.
Right. What's the family dynamic with the Monroes these days?
Well, you know what? MM3 and DBA, even though they occasionally team, they don't see eye to eye. MM3 wants to take his own path.
He looks like a serial killer. Make sure you checked it.
And this is going to be one that is going to make the rounds of the tape traders, make the rounds of social media, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know, and people don't know what they're missing out if they didn't attend the IBW to see this match. This is a main event in any promotion around the world, and I don't say that lightly either.
Right. This is the kind of action you're going to see on January the 30th, Extravaganza 1, Jerry Lawler in town. Many, many more, Wayne, Michigan.
Dre has him in the corner.
Live on pay-per-view, live in person.
MM3 was able to duck out of that big chop. That was definitely taking some of those tattoos off of his chest.
Both men cautiously eyeing each other. So much at stake in this match. A victory is all important for both of them.
MM3 with those MMA kicks.
Yeah, he hit with that one.
To the thigh, lower leg area.
Dre using the weight advantage to force MM3 into the corner. The process
And once
gets
again,
out, though.
He's able to duck out of the way.
That quickness is going to be tough to counter. Because Dre Jacobs, he is a very quick and agile man.
He is.
Defies gravity many times, but that the weight is going to hold him back in terms of the being quick competitively with the process.
And MM3 just pointed out that arm that Sean Tyler worked on and still might be injured.
Look at that. Didn't even move him. Didn't even flinch. And again.
And Dre's not even trying to duck MM3's chops.
No, he's taking everything, so give me more.
And once again, he ducked. Oh, and finally he catches him.
There you go. That's how it's done.
MM3.
Gotta put out that fire.
Here, rub his chest, Terry.
Oh.
And once again, that injured arm of Dre Jacobs is coming into effect.
Oh my gosh! Right.
A big
between
boot.
the eyes.
And he just ran right into that big boot
man.
of Dre Jacobs.
This is the time for Dre Jacobs to strike to finish this one. This may be the only opportunity he's got. As the process flung into the corner, Dre Jacobs walked right into a boot. But it hardly phased him.
Oh,
That
another
one,
big
though.
heel kick by MM.
Yeah. And from the top rope, he got that arm again.
And this arm, that injured arm, maybe he came back too soon after that injury.
I'm afraid he might have. He's definitely favoring that. And look at Malcolm Monroe zeroing in on that target.
And he's twisting and grinding and stomping and contorting that arm. And he just drove his wrist into the mat. And I know Dre Jacobs has to be in excruciating pain after this.
This is certainly an unusual position for Jacobs to find himself in. Yeah, that arm has just got to be in excruciating agony.
Yeah, and like I said, he may have come back a little too soon for this type of matchup against MM3.
Oh! But you got to give MM3 credit. I mean, he's taking advantage of it. You may not like it, but that's part of the competitiveness of wrestling.
And he's biting his hand now. If he doesn't keep it up, he may get disqualified in this match. But Dre Jacobs, he's been a champion all over the Midwest, here in Michigan, all over. And they're no stranger to each other.
The process continues his relentless assault on the left arm of Dre Jacobs.
But after coming back too soon from an injury like that can cost you your career.
Warboy in serious trouble.
Now he's taking out the other hand. Dre Jacobs won't be able to mount any type of comeback. Looked like he popped him back into play, and he popped him again.
What? That's pretty sadistic.
MM3 is ruthless.
Yeah, he is. He is so intently focused on a victory here, he cares nothing for the safety and welfare of Dre Jacobs, the war boy.
And now those stiff kicks to the chest. And Dre Jacobs taking it like a man.
Yeah, he said, do it harder.
Is there a bee in here? Did that bee just sting me? Come on!
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh my goodness. And he, to add insult to injury, he just spit right on his boot. And Dre Jacobs is standing up. He took it all.
He sure did.
And now Dre Jacobs turning it on MM3.
He gave him a knee lift, caught him right under the jaw.
And he just picked him up like a sack of potatoes and drove him into the mat.
1, 2, and almost so close.
And if it wasn't for that injured arm, I think Dre Jacobs would have had the win right here tonight.
I think you're absolutely right. But now it's the Process who is feeling the pain of the effect of this match.
Break your neck. What do you usually say, huh? What do you usually say? Oh!
Wow.
I'm kind of speechless.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about the level of...
Holy
good
smoke!
Lord. Reverse Hurricanrana. Wow. Caught him with the kick. He rolls him over. That's got to be it, I think, too. And no.
And Dre was able to kick out of that tremendous reverse Hurricanrana, or reverse Frankensteiner, for those of you who know it by that name.
What power Dre Jacobs is exhibiting here, and what skill and aggression we're seeing from both men, especially the Process.
Rainmaker!
And MM3, I gotta say, he's one arrogant individual. But he has every reason to be. But right there, he just took that kick to the back of the head.
Nope, 1, 2, and no.
He was able to kick out. Both of these competitors are taking the best that each has to offer.
The amount of punishment that's been dished out by both of these guys is just amazing.
Any lesser athlete would have given it up by now.
Yeah, that left arm of Dre Jacobs still has to be of a great concern.
He seems to be trying to shake it off a little bit, but I know he still has to feel at least a sting in that arm.
Yeah. Blocked the kick this time and unloaded with a right.
A big spinning elbow. It's putting him up on top now. MM3 was able to block that with a kick.
Oh, look at that.
He has him in a triangle.
Gotta break it, though. He's outside the ropes. That's
what?
It. Disqualification.
What happened?
Yeah, Malcolm was disqualified, I believe.
He wouldn't release it before the 5 count.
Right.
Disqualification! I'll show you disqualification!
Oh, come on now. Don't put your hands on the referee. You're going to live to regret it.
Dre Jacobs.
Wow. Oh, my God. He had... Oh, no. Get some help for him.
That was just sadistic. I think he may have broken the arm of Dre Jacobs.
Yeah, I'm afraid that he did. We need help here for the big man, the war boy, in a serious predicament.
He's in pain. I think Dre needs some help. I think he may have seriously injured his arm.
Yeah. I think it's worse than a sprain. I'm afraid it's broken.
The referee made a good call by...
Yeah. Let's get him out of here. Get him back for some medical attention.
Take it easy. Take it easy. He's definitely injured.
We're getting some
Carlito
assistance.
Hill's out there to aid some and give some assistance.
Wow. This is unfortunate. Such an excellent match there.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Dre Jacobs.
Well, the tempers definitely flared during that one.
I don't think we've seen the last of this between Dre Jacobs and MM3.
I don't know if it's going to wait till Extravaganza 1 or not.
But his arm could seriously be broken.
More to be told in that story for sure. And we've got more to come on the fix.
Another outstanding match here on Seasons Beatings, but an unfortunate ending. Injuries are regrettably a part. What are you talking about here?
What are you talking about regretfully? MM3, the Process, took it to him. He snapped his arm, crack, 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 and he put Dre Jacobs out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. You saw it. MM3 is great. He's the Process. He's a third-generation wrestler, and he's going to take IBW to the top of the world.
Let me tell you one thing. Dre Jacobs is out. He's going to be out for an undetermined amount of time, but he will be back. And 3 guesses who he's going to be after.
We'll see about that. But you know what? Now we have something right here. We have a sit-down, shooting it straight with Rudy and Carlito Hill, and they're talking to Chris Carter and Eric Carter.
Well, once again, welcome back to Shooting It Straight, the 2020 season's beating edition of Shooting It Straight. And I'm your old friend Rudy right here. And of course, I have a very special co-host in the house tonight. Of course, I'm talking about my very best friend who happens to be my son, the one and only Carlito Hill. Carlito, what's good?
Hey, how you doing, people? I hope you guys are enjoying the season's beatings.
Yes.
It's been nonstop action so far, and hey, we got a great interview segment here.
We do have a great interview segment right here. Of course, I'm being joined by not only someone who I consider a dear friend of mine, but someone who I consider family. And when I mean family, I mean a true brotherhood. Of course, I'm talking about the IBW Hall of Famer, Mr. Chris Carter is in the house. And of course, he's brought someone who I consider a nephew of mine, someone who you may not know, but damn it, after this interview and after the upcoming season of International Big Time Wrestling, you will know the one and only Eric Carter. What's up, fellas? How you guys doing tonight?
You know, before we get going, man, I would really love to just say thank you, International Big Time Wrestling, for adhering to the CDC guidelines with everything that's going on in our world. I think that's fantastic. And what a great time to get together and enjoy the season with friends and family.
Absolutely. So we're back here. This is our very special show, man. I mean, I can't believe it. International Big Time Wrestling has been around for so long, and now finally we're getting television and all of that good stuff. But before we get into it, I want to talk about the shoot interview we're doing right here. We have the Carters, man, together once and for all on camera. And look, Eric, I got to know, man, you know, growing up with your father being a world-class wrestling superstar, and he is a superstar, by the way, where's those ambitions? How come you didn't wrestle? Let's talk about that.
You know what? I never had the drive to be a wrestler as much as be in wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't think it was cut out for me to be a wrestler, perhaps, but I've always wanted to be in wrestling.
You were a ball player, right?
Yeah, I played sports.
I heard about that no-hitter.
I honestly I feel you on that level, Eric. You know, because you know I'm involved in wrestling, but I don't wrestle myself. You know.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah.
You know.
Here's 2 guys that were brought up in the business, that we brought up in the business, and guys that respect the business. That is a dime a dozen these days.
They were brought up the right way in the business.
Absolutely, absolutely, with respect and honor and tradition.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this, man. So, I mean, it's no secret. The world has already known that I've been trying to get you to be a part of IBW for a long damn time. And tonight, it makes me so happy and proud to announce to the world that Eric Carter is a part of the International Big Time Wrestling broadcasting team. How do you feel about that, Dad?
Oh, man, I am so proud of this young man. I love him. He's my best friend.
Yeah,
you know?
man.
And I'm so happy for him because I can see the smile on his face when we talk about it. So I know he's into it.
Yeah.
Just like you.
For sure, man.
It's real exciting. You know, Chris, we've known each other for over 35, almost 40 years.
Right.
And you know, it's weird, man, because when I think of you and I think of all the accomplishments you've made in the business, what's that one thing that stood out that was to you was, I did it? Or are you still striving for that?
To be totally honest with you, I'm still looking for that. But I'm going to tell you, man, you know, we're shooting it straight here.
That's right.
Hey, I'm 67 years old, okay? I have a fire burning inside of me the way it did 35, 40 years ago, which is amazing to me because before this interview started, I'm nervous, I'm antsy. I said, I still got the bug, man, you know? I'm married for 42 years.
Wow.
Karen,
Yes.
you know, my wife,
Yeah.
she thinks I'm out of my mind.
Better known as the boss.
She thinks I'm out of my mind, and she's worried sick about, you know, me and whatever could happen, you know. So just that fire, man, you know, it's like your commentator, A.T. Huck, you know, I guess he fashions himself as a heel commentator, you know. He's had some things to say about me, and it's cool. I understand.
Not so highly.
Not so highly. And he you know, he talks about, well, when I met Chris Carter, blah blah blah. You know, everything that's all cool. I understand where he's coming from, but I want to thank A.T. Huck because he has put another log on the fire for me, and he's just made that fire burn brighter, you know. And it's just been an amazing ride, and I still got some ride left, you know.
So Eric, I gotta ask, you know, when you found out that we were doing this documentary on your father, what came to mind when you found out all about that and you actually seen the trailer for the first time?
Well, I mean, I was surprised, obviously, and I didn't think anybody would be interested. It's like, I mean, I have his memorabilia, but it's like I didn't think anybody else would be interested in it. I didn't really know as a little kid what he was doing and how many people he's touching. So when they did it, I volunteered all the stuff, you know. I want you guys to have it, do what you can do with it. I saw the trailer, I thought it was fantastic, and it looked like, hey, this is the real deal here. You know?
Yeah.
So
Well, that's
I
definitely
wanna
one
be on
of
board.
our biggest projects here at International Big Time Wrestling is telling the story of the one and only Mr. Carter.
I am so proud of that too. I mean, I when you brought that to me, I'm like, are you guys kidding? You know, this is great.
Yeah.
I'm seeing stuff I haven't seen since I was 5-6 years old, and I'm like,
you know,
I've seen that before. I think
my daughter put that on Facebook. That trailer. Man, for the next 4 days, my phone blew up. I couldn't get away from anything, you know. They're like, well, I mean, we knew you were and everything, but wow, this is really something, man.
Right.
Man, it's cool. It's been crazy, you know, working on that project. I've been hearing about this legendary night that you and the one and only Muhammad Saad had at where was it, at the Kobo, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Kobo
I know you
Arena.
guys stole the
No,
show.
actually, it was Joe Louis
Arena.
That was with Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan's first match in as the WWF at that time champion. So, you know, we've wrestled at Kobo before. Crowds were decent, you know. But we come in that night, and I mean, Joe Louis, we come in that night, and there's like 15,000 people in there.
Yeah. Wow.
I looked through that curtain, I said, holy moly,
Yes.
this is going to be fun. You know? So we had the opening match, and I'm telling you, man, me and Muhammad, we go back a long time too. We held nothing back when we wrestled. I mean, we were the first match. We had the people rocking.
laying it in early.
Yeah, and when our finish came, man, it was like 1, 2, 3, boom! It was unbelievable, you know. And it was just Gorilla Monsoon at the time, God rest his soul. He was there. He's like, so, you know, what's up with you guys? Where'd you guys come from?
Wow. He's a royalty there.
For sure, man.
It was
wasn't it true that you were offered a deal to go work for the guys, and wasn't the kibosh put on that maybe by George Cannon?
Well,
we're shooting it straight here. That's,
shooting
you know,
it straight. George Cannon, another one. God rest his soul. Yeah, that's true. I did have an opportunity to go, and you know, George was like, he's a star. He can't go there and be a beginner. He's and you know, that kind of didn't help.
Yeah.
Because I understand what wrestling is all about. I understand where you have to start. To get an opportunity like that is really something. But also, on the other hand, I'm married. I got 2 kids. I know what's going to happen if I take off. The more I thought about that, I didn't want to go. Yeah. My family, my wife, everything meant more to me than that. I feel as though I would have sold my soul for the business.
So,
and I didn't want to do that.
So to keep that drive alive and to keep your family stable and all of that good stuff, you decided, hey, let's do our own promotion. You and Jerry Graham and
WWA.
WWA, that's right, Bruiser Bedlam.
Jerry Graham, one of the greatest minds in the wrestling business, very underrated.
Yes.
He had his
Not always your best friend.
Oh, come on, man. We were together for years. So of course we had some ups and downs.
That's right. That's right.
He called the house enough when I was younger.
It wouldn't be, we're shooting it straight.
That's
so
right. That's right.
Hell yeah, we had some ups and downs.
That's right.
Man, I've been doing my history and watching all the old episodes of WWA Bruiser Bellum. And man, I never seen you be so bad, man. I was just like, wow.
He was like, man, he was the craziest heel of them all.
My favorite time of all in wrestling was being a heel.
Yeah.
I just loved that, man.
Yeah.
We had a TV taping one time, and this was on the internet too. I broke Scott Recksteiner in.
Yes.
Yes. And they said, okay. Well,
Scott Steiner.
Scott Steiner. So, you're going to work with him. And I said, no problem, And Jihad was my manager.
Uh-huh.
And I'm telling you, man, there was maybe 300 people at the taping. And the minute we stuck our head out the curtain, the place was nuts.
Oh,
completely nuts. You want to know something? What the coolest thing about having real heat is? Not the kind of heat when you look at the people and say, you go to, that's not real heat. We had real heat from what we were doing.
Just walking
And
out.
When they see you, they hate you.
Exactly.
The greatest thing about that situation, that's why I can work so long. I didn't have to kill myself in that ring.
Right.
I only had to do a few things.
Well, that has to do with psychology.
Well, and that's very lacking in our business today.
Thank you.
There's very few people that can tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
Telling a story is what it's all about, man. My first thought on any match I'm in is, how do I want to tell this story to the people? Okay? Because if you tell them the right story, they're buying it. I don't care. You can say whatever you want about wrestling. You can say whatever you want, whatever idea you have about anything. But brother, when you buy it and I'm in that ring, I know it.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Well, listen, I know we've been going a little long, but I got to tell you something. The big main event is coming up.
Yes.
Kadeem Zaire Mohammed is defending his title for the very first time against Madman Pondo here on Seasons Beatings. I don't know what if Pondo's going to bring his stop sign and all of that craziness.
He's bringing everything, I heard.
Yeah, I understand that. And of course, he wants the gold around his waist like someone I know. And just like...
We all have a goal.
Wait. Before we go any further, before we wrap this segment up, we've had you call out Rod Street several times. But in wrestling, it's 1, 2, 3. And it just so happens that Kadeem Mohammed shocked the world and took the title. So now that Rod Street is not with the title, where does that leave Chris Carter on that title hunt? And you and Kadeem have had some.
We have wrestled.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I haven't brought it up, but he had something to do with this.
Oh no, man.
So, and the reason he had something to do with this is because he knows I can beat him. He knows I can beat him, so he wants to put me out. Your commentator, Huck. He tells the boys in the dressing room, he's Foss. So, Foss? What? He's fat, old, and slow. Well, that may be true, but I still got something left in the tank.
That's what I'm talking about. So once again, fellas, for the in case I know you've seen the show a million times, but we play a little word association, but it's a name association. And the first thought that comes to your minds when we say these names, we just like for you to shoot it straight.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'll give it a shot.
All right. I'm gonna start with Eric. Mohammed Jihad Saad.
Friend.
All right, Mr. Carter, I'm going to throw you a name, okay? First thought that comes to mind when you talk about a guy named Terry Sullivan.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
Back to you, sir. Yes. George Cannon.
Unknown.
He's a youngster.
No, I don't mean unknown as I don't know him. I mean unknown as my comments are unknown on him.
Okay. All right. All
We're
right.
shooting it straight, but
Hey,
I don't want to shoot too hard.
Well, hey, again, you're amongst family here.
For sure.
Carlito?
Yeah, just want to know your thoughts on the one and only Sheik, the Sheik.
Greatness.
Now, finally, the last one for you, Eric Carter. Rudy Hill.
I can't use friend. Use that one already. But family?
That's right. That's right.
For sure. And I'm going to give you the final name as well, Mr. Carter. And I want to know what your thoughts on what comes to mind. Chris Carter.
More than one word. Work in progress.
There you have it. We're shooting it straight right here. It's time for the main event.
Yes.
We hope you guys are enjoying Season's Beatings, the very first one. And I'll tell you what, keep your eyes open because Eric Carter is a part of the IBW broadcasting team. And of course, the Hall of Famer will be back shortly after his injury going for that world title. Kick back and enjoy the rest of Season's Beatings.
Well, exciting news, Mr. Huck. We have a new member of the broadcast team. Once again, welcome to Chris Carter's son, Eric.
Chris Carter's son, why is he even involved in this? This nepotism, it is worse. He shouldn't be involved in pro wrestling. What has he done? Why is he in IBW?
Because he's going to do a fantastic job.
Well, he's going to keep him in the back. Let him interview people in the back. Don't bring him out here with us.
Well, we'll take that under advisement.
Just like the Hills, another case of nepotism.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, 2020 has been a really difficult year for a lot of reasons, but one of the things that we want to bring attention to now is some of the people from the world of wrestling who are no longer with us. Join us now as we take a look back in memoriam, the people we've lost in 2020. We salute all those people who are no longer with us. 2020 was a rough year for most people, but not all. 2020 was the best year of his life for one man, the new IBW World Heavyweight Champion.
That's right. Kadeem Zaire Muhammad, power to the people.
He has really risen to the top. And even though I don't always agree with his tactics or those of the nation, I got to say, this young man shines brightly.
That's right. He's the IBW heavyweight champion. He's your heavyweight champion. And tonight, he goes against the hardcore legend, Madman Pondo.
Before we get to that, though, how about we take a look at some of the highlights of Kadeem Muhammad's career in 2020? Let's do it.
My name is Kadeem Muhammad. To all my brothers and sisters out there, assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam. What more can I say? By any means necessary, I'm going to come out on top. I am tired of being referred to as a nerd, and I refuse to be called by those slave names. You will acknowledge me as Kadeem Muhammad. I had to go through trials and tribulations in order to find myself. Maybe you need to look up the history on Rocks TV because you are seeing an unstoppable force. And it is the truth to the people.
What a tremendous young man he is. Our world champion here at IBW, Kadeem Zaire Muhammad, and he will be defending his championship that we saw him win on the Turkey Day tradition. He's going to defend it tonight here on Seasons Beatings for the very first time.
That's right, and what a travesty to have to defend your title for the first time against Madman Pondo.
Are you kidding
How come
me?
he couldn't fight somebody else? He's fighting Madman Pondo tonight.
Madman Pondo, as you well know, is one of the top superstars in the world. He has won titles all over the United States, Japan, and Australia, among many
That's
other
right, and
countries.
he's one of the dirtiest players in the game. And Kadeem, come on, brother, I know you can do it.
We saw him crowned on Thanksgiving. Will we see him lose it on Christmas Eve? Let's go to ringside.
This next match is for the International Bigtime Wrestling Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, he weighs 257 pounds from the realm of pain, Madman Pondo!
Huck, I never expected to see Madman Pondo get a title shot against Kadeem Muhammad on Rocks TV, The Fix.
Neither did I, man. Neither did I. You never know what's going to happen here.
The king of hardcore, the king of the death matches.
We could see the shortest title reign in history.
Madman Pondo's worn his share of titles in ICW, IBW.
And his opponent. Hold it down. He weighs 200 pounds from Zaire, Africa, representing the Nation of Islam. He is the IBW Heavyweight Champion of the World, Kadeem Zaire Muhammad.
Well, Terry, once again, the nation is out here 3 strong.
To the ring by the nation.
Kadeem accompanied by the IBW World Tag Team Champions.
But Pondo's had this deck stacked against him before.
We're going to need a Brinks truck to get out of here tonight. Look out from behind. Ring the bell. We're off and running for the World Heavyweight Championship. Kadeem Muhammad, like a buzzsaw unleashed.
And you see the desperation. He knows all about Madman Pondo. Pondo caught him in midair.
Muhammad using his quickness, his agility. 2 and...
Oh, did he kick out?
Wow.
It was only a 2?
Yeah, that was 2.
It's only a 2 count.
Come on, people!
Pondo put the pressure on with that chin lock.
Madman Pondo has been everywhere. He has wrestled just about everyone. His jersey is a tribute to one of his idols, Terry Funk.
That's right. Terry Funk has great things to say about Madman Pondo.
Terry Funk, a man you're well familiar with.
That's right. I adore Terry Funk. Pondo just took that big running knee from Kadeem Muhammad.
If Kadeem Muhammad is able to upend Madman Pondo today, that is going to increase his value, his stock worldwide.
Oh, to say the least. That'll elevate him in the ranks of professional wrestling real quickly.
Royalty. But Pondo gets out of the way. So Pondo has so much experience, has been so many places, it's going to take an awful lot for anybody to get over on him.
Here he goes. That's his pump handle into a pile driver. He wasn't quite able to get it. Kadeem's going up to the top. This is his spot.
Man.
Frog splash off the second.
No.
What the? Kadeem beat Madman Pondo.
Well, that is amazing, and a credit to
without any help at all.
Well, lest there be any doubt as to the stamina, the strength, and the position, and the man who's in this position.
I'm stunned. Oh, here we go. Oh! Now I'm happy. Well, I guess. I kind of like Kadeem.
Well, Kadeem Muhammad has certainly proven, even though he doesn't look it at the moment, a victory over Madman
I can't
Pondo.
believe the nation let that happen to him.
Well, I think it caught them by surprise just as much as it did you and I.
Well, Kadeem Zaire Muhammad is still the International Big-Time Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. And he had his night cut out for him, but he was able to come out on top of the legendary Madman Pondo.
He's loopy at the moment, and who can blame him with that shot he took from that stop sign? But what a victory this is, and what an impressive young gentleman Kadeem Muhammad is. Agree with his political connections or not.
But he's still champion.
Yeah.
And the nation are the new tag team champions. So the nation holds all the gold.
And everybody in the world of wrestling is going to have to stop and take notice of Kadeem Muhammad after this.
That's right. I agree 100%.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Back with more in a moment. Once again, lest there be any doubt, the champion has prevailed.
That's right. Kadeem Zaire Muhammad is still your International Big-Time Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
Madman Pondo will live to fight another day, though. How about the old stop sign?
How unsportsmanlike. What a sore loser. He lost the match 1, 2, 3, and he had to resort to foul tactics.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed Season's Beatings. It's been our pleasure to bring you this special program tonight. And it's been our pleasure to bring you superstars from all over the world here on International Big Time Wrestling, all during the year 2020. We want to take a look back now at some of the highlights of the year. Join us as we look back, and join us again as we bring you more in 2021.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rudy Hill, and on behalf of International Big Time Wrestling, we'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas!
Do not worry, International Bigtime Wrestling will be back Friday, January 8th with an all-new episode of The Fix, and Tuesday, January 12th, a special